Right, it's Sunday's roundup in the Premier League. This is going to be a fairly brief video because I'm not exactly feeling 100%. So 4 matches played. The first of them was played at the Hawthorns, West Bromwich Albion at home to Crystal Palace. Wilfried Zaha came back after his COVID quarantine, and he was in the action right from the off. His first effort went just over on 3 minutes, and then a little bit later he managed to get a telling cross whipped across West Brom's 6-yard box, and Furlong managed to get his leg to it, stretching out, but unfortunately he diverted it past Johnson for an own goal, and that was 1-0 for Palace. 29 minutes though, West Brom hit back, and it was a nice strike by Gallagher on the edge of the box after some good work from the right, from the byline, set it up, and a nice finish from Gallagher, his second in 2 games. Then shortly after that, an incident took place that probably changed the whole course of the game. Pereira, West Bromwich's creative midfielder, managed to get into a challenge with Van Aanholt, and he fell to the floor, and as he was sort of he was in the process of sort of falling and then trying to get up, he seemed to kick Van Aanholt with his stray boot. It wasn't a very vicious kick, but on closer examination via VAR, the referee changed his yellow card to a red, and so that meant West Brom were down to 10. They got to the break 1-1, but the second half proved far too much for them, mainly because of great work from the influential Palace players, typically Zaha. Benteke was also looking rather ominous, and that doesn't happen very often. And Eze caught my eye. He's come from Queen's Park Rangers, and he really did make a difference. So let's go quickly through what happened. I'm fiddling with my paper, and Zaha hit a nice shot on the left side of the box and hit the top corner, and that was 2-1 on 52. 6 minutes later, Van Aanholt got to the byline, chipped the ball over, and then a neat header by Benteke went guided into the back of the net. It was a typical piece of opportunism, and he was delighted, so that made it 3-1. And then some more good work from Eze set up Zaha after he managed to create an opening in the box, and Zaha poked it home for 4-1. And then on 81, Benteke got his second, a sweet strike on the turn after some good movement by Klein at right back, and Bashway offering the dummy, which fooled the West Brom defence, and Benteke delivered his second goal, and that was it. Crystal Palace, their best away win in the Premier League since its insertion, and thoroughly deserved. For West Brom, well, they fell apart basically. The red card didn't help. Final score though at the Hawthorns, West Brom 1, Crystal Palace 5. I saw this one in its entirety as well. At Bramall Lane, Sheffield United against Leicester. Not too many goals being scored by Sheffield United. In fact, they've only had 4 all season. Perez was installed alongside Vardy, and it wasn't long before Vardy combined with Perez and hit a post. Ramsdale was alert to a dangerous corner, and 20 minutes Burt put through by McBurney, who was possibly Sheffield United's best player on the day, but he managed to lose his balance just at the point where he needed to get that shot away. Proved fatal 3 minutes later. Perez volleyed in the opening goal after a deflection from an all Brighton cross. Didn't stay ahead for long. 3 minutes later, the blades were level. McBurney powering above everybody from a corner and headed it past Michael. That was the half-time whistle. Second half, it was quite competitive, but not a lot of goal-mouth action, has to be said. Maddison looked impressive. He's now back in from the start, and he seems to have got his fitness together. The game looked to be petering out to a 1-1 draw, and then in the last minute, Maddison, a very cool through ball from just inside Leicester's half, and Vardy was away, and he basically, in that sort of situation, one-on-one with the keeper, he usually finds the mark, and he did so on this occasion. And so Leicester snatched it. Another defeat for Weiler. Things are looking very, very troublesome for Sheffield United now. Just 1 point in 11 matches. Final score then at Bramall Lane: Sheffield United 1, Leicester City 2. The next game up, I didn't see much of this. It was a London derby, a North London derby, Spurs against Arsenal. Lo Celso was in, as was Bergwijn for Spurs. Ndombele missing out. Arsenal, well, they were without Louise after that head clash the week before. But other than that, the teams looked at full strength. No Pepe, of course, he's got that red card to serve. And it was all Tottenham in the first quarter, and they managed to get 2 goals. The first from Son, who once again got put through, not from Harry Kane this time, but from I think it was not sure who put him through, but it was a great through ball, and Son does what he does best and put it wide of the keeper. And then Son set up Harry Kane. This was as the half-time break was due to arrive, and Kane's shot rifled into the top of the net for 2-0. Leno had absolutely no chance. The second half was really disappointing, really. Spurs got the 2 goals. They were quite content to sit on that and contain Arsenal. Arsenal's creativity sadly lacking. They had a fair amount of the ball, but very little sort of cutting edge up front, and Aubameyang was very disappointing. Lacazette had a few half chances, but basically it all looked rather poor, and another defeat for Arsenal. They're now way down in 15th place in the Premier League. Final score then, Spurs 2, a delighted Mourinho, Arsenal 0. Match then on Sunday was at Anfield, Liverpool against Wolves. Kelleher was in for the injured Alisson. Firmino in for Jota. He was on the bench against his old club. And Neves was selected alongside Moutinho, but actually for Jimenez, who of course is in the hospital. And that's the first time Wolves have been without him since 2018. A fairly even first quarter. In fact, I would say Wolves had the better of things, but 24 minutes they got caught out. Cody made a right hash of things and tried to be too cute, and Salah nipped in and took advantage and easily put the ball past Fabrizio, and that was 1-0. That was the score at the break, and 58 minutes Wijnaldum's shot doubled the lead. It's a good effort on the break. Then Matip headed in for 3-0, and that was minute 70. And Mane was on the end of a Alexander-Arnold cross on 78 to complete the rout. I didn't see a lot of it, so apologies for a very brief update on that one. But Liverpool steamrolling Wolves, winning by 4-0. There's one match to come on Monday. That's the South Coast encounter between Brighton and Southampton, and I'll actually put that score in the description when I upload the video. But that's it for this week. Just 9 fixtures. Villa and Newcastle didn't play. We will be doing a Champions League. It's the final match day, and I'm really on tenterhooks because Man United, of course, have got to go to Leipzig and get a result, at least a draw. That's my lot.